Hi, all. I just watched another wonderful anonymous video. I really love that group, they're great. In any event, I want to talk about this global phase change that I bring up now lately as kind of my current foremost thinking. So, we are in a far from equilibrium situation. Life is in general, the biosphere is, our societies are. And they're maintained by the flow of energy. Economies can't work if things are not bought and sold. Things you always need flow. And hence, it's governed basically by the rules of far from equilibrium thermodynamics. And where that becomes significant at this point in time is that we're seeing fluctuations around the norm. The normal level of fluctuations might be like that for anything that you look at. But now they're like going wild, okay? And that's characteristic of what happens before a far from equilibrium phase change occurs. So if you look at populations moving of humanity because of what goes on in the Middle East, for example, that's unprecedented numbers. If you look at the ups and downs of the stock market, the fluctuations of the stability of our financial institutions, if you look at the weather change, if you look at the change in the species that are being lost compared to norms, everywhere you look, the fluctuations are going wild. So we're part of the collective energy because everything does connect with everything else instantaneously. There's experiments that show what's known as superluminal transfer of information, meaning something is transferred before light could even do the transferring. All right, and that means that everything is connected to everything else. We are really just probes in adaptability in a big chemistry set. That's all humanity is. That's all we are as individuals. We are quantized probes. In other words, the chemistry of human life is not distributed through a big test tube of soup, but rather it became quantized as life became quantized and subsequently evolved. This is an evolving chemical reaction where humans are the current level of adaptability that has thus far been selected for, with, of course, the endocannabinoid system and the ability for it to provide us with clean energy, essentially. The metabolism required to maintain the complexity of our brain requires the CB1 activity to fine-tune energy acquisition so we don't lose our cells to overheating. Anyway, so these fluctuations are going on everywhere now at increasing numbers, and the system is going to rearrange. And the two possibilities at this point are the rise of essential fascism, dictatorship, tyranny, or the true liberation of humanity. And it's going to be catalyzed by the information flow that's occurring because of the net. I just watched this thing on Snowden, and when you have people able to release that much information, that's such a fluctuation in terms of national security. And when we see the work being done by hackers everywhere, good hackers, not the asshole hackers that just are thieves, that's a powerful tool. And these tools and the knowledge that they make available to the public is now establishing information flows in the general consciousness of humanity, the collective consciousness, such that our behavior is changing, our wants and our understanding of what we are is changing. As I said, we're just quantized chemical probes in adaptability. Well, adaptability does not mean control, it means cooperation. And it's the cooperation of molecules that got us here to begin with. So the people that are not flow-oriented and are control-oriented because of what's right and what's wrong, those that have to punish. Snowden did his thing. He outsmarted them. He got away with it. Well, you should bow down to him and say, hey, you were smarter than we were, and you showed us a hole. But to go back now, they want to punish him. That shows the sick mentality of the blips that needs to be changed. I mean, the guy won, you lost. Fess up. Anyway, have a good day.